Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be doing my top 3 most complimented fragrances of 2019 so far. But before we get into that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Really helps me grow the channel and I do appreciate it a lot. So today I'm going to talk about the top 3 most complimented fragrances that I have so far this year. And the prerequisite for being in this is that it's an unsolicited compliment. So there are, of course, many fragrances that I've asked people, what do you think of this? How do you think this smells, etc. And of course, that's an easy way to garner some compliments, but that's not what this video is about. This is about getting unsolicited compliments and what works best for me. So for me, I don't get a ton of compliments on any one fragrance, particularly because I don't usually wear the same thing very often. So it is hard for things to build up a lot of numbers, but I do have some that have certainly come out on top. In the number 3 spot, I have by Kilian Black Phantom. This one is interesting because this is one of the more unique, I guess, compliments that I've got. And this was, of course, from a stranger. And essentially I had walked by and they wanted to know what that great smell was. I was at a restaurant. They thought I'd ordered something like dessert or something and they wanted to order it and they asked what it was. And I just said, no, it's what I'm wearing. And of course, that did get me a compliment. This one is really great. I like wearing it on dates. I like wearing it on nights out because it is, kind of a sensual, seductive, gourmand fragrance. It's got coffee, chocolatey, caramel goodness, so it's very, very good. Really, really potent. This thing lasts a long time, and it has fantastic projection and performance. For the first 3 or 4 hours, it's really pushing far off my skin, and then of course a nice scent cloud. This is one that I enjoy wearing, and of course this is one that is just suitable for when you want to feel, I guess, delicious. It is definitely a cold weather friend though. I wouldn't wear this in the heat. And so yeah, that is my number 3 spot. My number 2 spot is Emperor EDP by Parfums Vintage. Of course, many people know this one. This is probably one of the best clones of Aventus, and it is supposed to represent an older batch, 2014, 2016, somewhere in that range. And I think this one smells fantastic. It's a really nice balance of birch, musk, and fruity accords. So I do really enjoy this one. Now the first time I wore this one, I did get a compliment. They were like, oh, you smell great today. Nothing too crazy, but that was really nice to get. And I have gotten other compliments on this one. This one would have been my top spot for having the most compliments, except that I've worn this one significantly more than a lot of the other fragrances. As you can see, I'm almost halfway down my decant here. I'm probably gonna have to pick up a bottle eventually. But anyways, that's my number 2. And the number 1 spot that I have is Hafez 1984 Intense. Now, I've only worn this one twice, and both times I did get a compliment. Both of them. One of them was a compliment from somebody at work, which was really nice. And the other one was a compliment. I wore this on a date because I do actually find this one also to be fairly seductive. And they did point out how nice I smelled. So that's really great, and of course it's really nice when you're on a date and people like the way you smell. It certainly doesn't hurt at all. But again, this one came in first only because I have worn it twice, and both times I've gotten compliments. So that puts it ahead of a lot of other fragrances that I've either worn more frequently and gotten similar amounts of compliments, or maybe even more, as is the case with Emperor EDP, or ones that I've just worn once or twice, and whatever. This one is really great. It has the Hafez 1984 DNA, but it's actually quite a different fragrance. You can kind of pick up the original DNA, but it has saffron. It's much sweeter. It's very, very alluring in my opinion, and it has, of course, really great performance. This one pushes off the skin fairly well for 2-3 hours, and then it does last for quite some time as well. I get a consistent 8 hours on this one, and it's by no means a skin scent. So this one is, of course, great value for the money, and it smells fantastic, so I do enjoy it. But anyways, guys, that is my top complimented fragrances so far for this year. What are your top complimented fragrances? Leave a comment down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.